Hello and welcome to another LeetCode solution video. This is problem number 41, first missing positive. For this problem, we're given an unsorted integer array nums, return the smallest missing positive integer. You must implement an algorithm that runs in O of n time and uses O of 1 auxiliary space. For example 1, we're given input nums of 1, 2, 0, and our output is 3. This is because our first positive integer that's missing is 3 because we have 1, 2 in the array already. For example 2, we're given an input nums of 3, 4, minus 1, 1, and our output would be 2 because the first missing positive integer is 2. And for example 3, our input nums is 7, 8, 9, 11, 12, so our output would be 1 as the smallest positive integer that is missing is 1. And for our solution, we're going to want to sort our nums array such that each value in our array is equal to our index plus 1. Then once it's sorted in this way, we can just go through our nums array until we reach a value that is not equal to its index plus 1, and we can return that index plus 1, which will be our first missing positive integer. And if we go through our entire nums array and all the values are equal to its index plus 1, then we'll just return the length of our nums array plus 1. So to sort our array, we're going to check to see if the value at our current index is positive, which in our case it is. So since it's positive, we're going to see if it's in its correct place, and we'll do that by checking to see if the value at index 2 minus 1, which is 1, is equal to 2, which it is not. The value at index 1 is 3. So what we're going to want to do is swap those two numbers. So now our nums array is 3, 2, 1, negative 5, 8. And we'll do this again. 3 is positive, so we'll want to see if it's in the right spot. We'll check to see if the index at 3 minus 1, which is 2, is equal to 3, which it's not. It equals 1. So we'll swap the values again. Now we have 1 in the index we're looking at, and we'll check to see the value at 1 minus 1, which is 0, is equal to 1, which it is. So now we can move on to our next value. Same thing, 2 is positive, so we'll check to see if it's in the correct position. It is, so we'll move on to our next value. 3 is positive, and we already moved it to its correct position, so we're good. We'll move on to the next. Our next value is negative 5. This is not positive, so we'll just ignore it and move on to the next. And our final value is 8, which is greater than the length of our nums array, so we can also ignore it. So now our nums array is sorted in the order we want it, and it's equal to 1, 2, 3, negative 5, 8. So now we'll loop through our nums array, and we'll return the first index where our current value does not equal its index plus 1. So first up, we have a value of 1 and an index of 0. So our index plus 1 is 1, so this is in the correct spot. We'll move on. Our next is 2 with an index of 1. So 2 does equal 1 plus 1. So we'll move on to the next. We have a value of 3 with an index of 2. So 2 plus 1 is 3, so this is in the correct spot. And we'll move on to negative 5. Negative 5 does not equal its index plus 1, so we'll return our index plus 1. So our first missing positive integer is 4, and we'll just return that. Let's jump into the code. First, we're going to want to get the length of our nums array. Next, we'll rearrange our array to be in the order we want it to be in. So we'll loop from our first index to our last. And we'll use a while loop that will rearrange our current index until our current index is in the right position. And we'll check to see if it's positive and less than our length of nums, and to see if it's in the correct position. If this statement is true, that means the value at our current index is not in the right position, and we'll swap it with the value in the index that it should be in. Now our nums array should be in the order we want it to be in, so we'll loop through and return the first index where the value does not equal the index plus 1. And if we loop through our whole nums array and don't find an instance where our value does not equal the index plus 1, we'll just want to return the length of our nums array plus 1. And that's it for the code, so let's run this. All test case passed, so let's submit. Our solution was accepted, so that's it for this problem. If you like this video and want to see more content like it, make sure to check out my channel. Thanks for watching.